Make sure we are rocking and rolling. Ain't that right?
That's right.
That's right.
7. He has it on 7 times.
Y'all might need to DoorDash me or Uber Eats me some coffee.
It's a little late for
as
that.
I drink
It's
this
9:30. It's too late for that.
Things happen.
Still haven't finished it from earlier.
I have not. But it's okay. We have been watching coverage all day of Epic Universe.
Well, the past 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we haven't stopped watching since I went last month.
Yeah. It's
been a lot of content.
Been a lot of content of Epic, for sure.
I don't know if people are getting Epic drained, but it's been a lot of Epic coverage.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know the park and I haven't even stepped foot in the park.
For real, right? Well, it's not that complicated. You got 4 portals, including or plus Celestial Park.
Yeah.
And it's in the circle. So you just work your way around and
there it is.
There it is. And they got room to grow, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see what happens down the road, but
yeah,
what they have so far is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, welcome in, guys, to another Travel Thursday. I will give everyone a few moments to hop on in, as we did just hit the live button here on YouTube. It's your mom watching us. She's one of our text commenters.
She can't figure out YouTube, so.
Yeah, she's got to work on that.
I mean, she watches YouTube all the time, but.
She can't comment, though. Yeah. Got to work on that.
I'm sure she's watching.
Yes.
So, hello.
Hello. I am going to put this out here in the metaverse, pun intended.
Yeah.
To let people know we are live. But tonight we're going to talk about a few things of current topics. Of course, Epic Universe with their grand opening today.
Yeah.
And then we will talk about Voyages.
Because somebody learned a lot yesterday.
I did. I learned lots.
Yes.
Like 4 pages of notes.
I was about to say, he showed me all the notes.
Lots of notes.
Yeah.
So.
Learned a few things.
Yeah. And as you guys can see in our lovely background this evening, we have Anna's coffee maker behind us. She likes to do coffee with our adult coffee maker.
She likes to help us make ours, but she also likes to make her fake.
Oh yeah, she helps me. I mean, she puts the coffee pot in there, hits the start button, gets the mug. Well, I mean, she puts the coffee pot in, then she gets the cup.
Yeah.
Then she gets the start button.
Yeah.
It's not like she hits start and then a coffee.
No.
Yeah.
No, she loves to help. She goes up to us and is like, helping? I want to help.
Help. Yeah, so you see that going on behind us tonight. This is us. This is our house. We don't have any fancy backgrounds or anything. We're broadcasting from our kitchen.
Yep. Well, our dining room.
Oh, I mean, it's
our dining room,
kitchen, living room, all the things, right? So, but yeah, so we are back home. We were in Maryland this past week, where I'm from. If you guys watched last week, you saw different background space. And we had a special guest.
Yeah, we had Anna.
We had Anna last week.
She was wild.
That was fun, though.
Yeah.
She got us some likes.
But no, she is asleep.
Yes. She went to sleep early tonight.
Yeah, usually she lets us know when she's ready.
Yeah. She's usually right close to
like the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, like really close to showtime.
Yeah.
So, which is why we do showtime at 9:30.
Yeah.
So I wish we could go a little bit earlier.
Sorry.
But I mean, so far it seems like 9:30 works for most of you guys.
Yeah.
We might adjust that in the future, but we'll see.
If it doesn't, let us know. And we'll see what we can adjust.
Yeah. Brian is here.
Hello.
Hello, Brian. One of our loyal watchers, viewers. But yes, also close friend and client. So appreciate you watching us, Brian, and I'm sure, or I would assume Ellie is with you and some of your other friends.
Furry friends.
Yes, furry friends. So yeah, hopefully that's going well. But yeah, so had training yesterday with Virgin Voyages, and then this weekend we're gonna go up the road where I was yesterday in Concord.
Yeah, Concord.
And go check out all the NASCAR happenings here this week in town.
Yeah, because it's race week here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exciting.
pumped for that. And we'll have, like I might have talked about last week, a couple of vlogs hopefully from this weekend. And they'll go under our
See how it goes.
North Carolina Adventures playlist.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll see what happens with Sunday, because something interesting happened over the past week with the World 600, the Coke 600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the World 600.
Well, you know, Coke
back.
doesn't pay us anything, so I didn't know if I wanted to give them any money
No, jeez.
to the people that watch us.
It's the name of the race.
Yeah, but I'm broadcasting to the world right now, and you know. Okay. Hello, Ellie and the pups.
Hello.
Hello. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it's good things.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, let's dive into what we've got over here on our other screen,
Yeah,
you could
I was about to say. It's literally been, well, it hasn't been on here all day.
I've had it upstairs in my office, the office.
Lovely 4-year-old. She takes over the TV downstairs most of the time.
Yeah. But yeah, so Epic Universe.
Yeah.
Universal Epic Universe. Proper phrasing.
Yes.
Open today.
Yeah.
With fanfare yesterday with their grand opening celebration.
They had a lot of guests.
A lot of celebs.
Yes.
A lot of celebs were there.
Yeah.
So
cool.
we watched that last night. We watched Universal's live coverage, and then we had another channel that we follow sometimes. They were live as well. So we were bouncing back and forth and, you know, staying up to date for our clients and making sure we got all the angles covered. Yeah. So last night was the fanfare. Oh, and our agency owner.
Yeah, she was out there.
She was there last night, there today as well. As you guys may know, we're part of M&M Magical Ventures, and we are a you-preferred travel agency, which means we get exclusive invites to things like that. Like, that's how I got to go.
I was about to say, how you got to go.
Yeah, to Epic earlier before release day back in April.
Yep.
So that was cool. And that was pretty exciting to get that firsthand knowledge. And yeah, so she's there right now. She got to be there last night and learn all the things. And we found out some things for you guys that we'll share later. That's exciting for Universal moving forward. But I would say their grand opening has gone smoothly so far.
So.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. There was rumors there was going to be fireworks tonight.
They just announced they're not doing them now.
Supposedly. I haven't officially seen that, but from the people that we're watching right now, which we'll give a shout out to them. Resort TV 1, we love you guys.
Yeah.
They are the best streamers in the game, I
feel like it, yeah.
I would say. So we love watching them. Make sure to subscribe to them if you guys haven't.
Really nice people, too.
Yeah, we've met them a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they asked a team member, and they had stated that no fireworks tonight.
But it looks like they're going to do like a water show. So I don't know if that's an every night thing or. Yeah,
from my knowledge, the fountains will be every night. Which these are like Bellagio style water fountains.
It's very similar with like Helios in the back.
Yeah, like like Bellagio.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right out there in Vegas, which I have said, Helios to me reminds me of Vegas.
Yeah, like a Vegas hotel, resort, not really hotel.
Well, because you got like the cabanas out there by the pool that looks very modern, and then the inside of the hotel.
Right.
Yeah. So, we'll see how that goes. We saw a little bit of that actually when we were down there in April. Some testing for that show. So, it'll be interesting to see though if it is the same show that we saw.
Yeah.
So they've got that going on tonight, but wait times haven't been bad.
No, well, Ministry of Magic was. I think it was like a 5-hour wait, which is crazy, but it kind of like slowed down the rest of the park.
Yeah.
So I feel like everybody was over there. So.
Yeah, it was.
These crowds were not honestly that bad. So.
Yeah, no, they had low wait times except for Ministry of Magic, and that ride itself is like the marquee attraction in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, which there's a lot of Potterhead fans out there, which I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Which it was really important to go over and explore that land.
I'm excited to go there.
Yes, we'll get there soon.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised by that because you know when Hagrid's opened. That was like a 7-hour wait.
That ride is worth it, though.
So
Shoot.
not surprised that this one's been 5. And that's a 5-hour wait with not full capacity either.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why we saw low wait times too.
Yeah.
We had seen from reporting that Universal did not have full park capacity today, which was smart. I will give them props. That they did not go full steam on the first day.
Yeah, because it would have probably been overwhelming, I would assume.
Yeah. Overwhelming for the cast, I'm sure, or for the team members. And, you know, they want to make sure they're good, that they've got all cylinders running. And here's the thing, right? So they have had previews and such for the past month.
Yeah.
But those previews have been with AP, with media, with influencers, content creators. This is their first official open day.
Regular guests.
With regular day guests.
Yeah.
You know, these are...
you still have, like, media and content creators.
Sure.
But, like, yeah.
But this is people that paid for a ticket.
Right.
You know, like, paid full price for a ticket, out of town, drove, you know, flew, whatever.
I'm interested to see how this weekend goes with Memorial Day. Because I don't know if it's going to be crazy or not. So
you would hope they would have opened up more tickets for that. But the reporting also stated that they wanted to see how day guests use the park.
Right.
Where are they going to rope drop? How long are they going to stay in that area?
Yeah.
What are they buying? Which, you know, restaurants are they going to?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help with probably their staffing. To make sure that they're adequately staffed when they go full steam.
Yeah, that way they know.
Brian,
I was going to say, he said something.
He has a fun fact. The technology used for the Bellagio fountains was created by a Disney Imagineer. I feel like I have seen that before.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that when we went to Vegas.
We probably did.
Yeah. Which, that was an interesting trip.
Yes, Disney style, to Brian's point then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas, that was interesting. We went to Vegas right after they had passed a law that made things smell a bit more. So that was a very interesting trip. Now it's kind of more spread throughout the country.
Still.
So, but that was one of, you know, the first states when that happened.
It was a shocker.
So, yeah, it was kind of everywhere at that point, which I don't know if it still is or isn't. I haven't been back since.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure we'll get back out there someday.
Yeah. Not anytime soon.
Yeah, and not necessarily for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights Hollow Fest thing that they're having out there.
I'm not a Horror Nights person.
Neither am I.
I'm more of a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Which tickets went on sale today for that.
Yeah, and Halloween is actually sold out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So contact us if you want tickets.
Yes.
We have several clients that already have bought their tickets.
And we've been plenty of time, so if you need any tips and tricks on it, we got you covered.
We've probably gone to Not So Scary like
6 times.
At least.
Yeah. I mean, before Anna and with Anna.
Yeah.
Oh, last year by ourselves.
Well, yeah.
We go last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like 6 times.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Which this year we're kind of mixing it up with our spooky season.
Yeah.
We'll share more about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But going back to Epic, so I think overall they've done really well with their grand opening.
I think so.
They gave people water.
Yeah, like throughout. I've heard it's pretty hot right now.
I've heard people even got popcorn and snacks or something.
Brian can attest to that. They live there, so
yeah, live around the corner from the park.
It might be. It might still be hot.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything negatively about it. Jan says, "Hey, Kim and I made it! Woohoo! Yay! Hi, Kim and Jan."
We like having our regulars.
Yeah, our regulars definitely are the best.
Yes, absolutely.
And we definitely welcome anyone who is new to watching the show as well.
Yep.
But yeah, so I've enjoyed watching everything with Epic. I think they're going to do really well with this park. There's definitely room to expand here as well. Yeah. I posted a video today talking about the portals, so the different worlds.
What you kind of like rate them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
which I think is pretty good.
I had one person comment on the TikTok because we shared on all of our socials, Facebook, here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, the same video content.
Yeah.
Try and do that so that way everyone who follows us can see all the same content. But there's a comment on TikTok that was like, "Yep, I agree fully with your list."
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
But just for reference, so the portals, the way that I numbered it was Dark Universe was fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
Fourth. Yeah, I didn't really. Well, I mean, you could include Celestial Park. I didn't really include it because it's not a portal.
Right.
It's like the main area, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the main street, you could say, of Epic. It's the center
Before
area.
you get to the
Right before you go to each land.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, so Dark Universe was fourth.
Mm-hmm.
It's ironic because I went around, I guess you could say,
that way.
clockwise.
Probably.
It is, it
because
is.
you did it.
No, I'm kidding. Because if you go clockwise, Super Nintendo would be first.
You didn't start there.
No.
Sorry.
Almost. It was almost that way. Yeah, so I gave fourth to Dark Universe. I think they did it really well. I'm just not a horror person. Dark things.
Frankenstein and
all of that. Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, there's a lot of people who love it. So.
There is. I mean, they did the theming well, the rides well, the characters well. It's just not my cup of tea, and I thought it actually might have been a little bit more intense. I think I would have imagined. Now, granted, side note, I did not go on Monsters Unleashed, which I think would have probably bumped it up, maybe, but it's so difficult because all of these portals, lands, worlds were done really well.
Yeah.
But for me personally, Dark Universe was a 4 just because it's not my cup of tea. Yeah, but I did go on, Revenge of the Werewolf 3 times in a row. So if that has anything to say about that ride, it was a great coaster. The theming wasn't even really there on the coaster, and it doesn't really need to be.
Yeah.
So it was fine. Third was Super Nintendo World, which also has Donkey Kong Country attached to it, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 area over there. There's a lot of rides, so that I liked that.
Yeah.
Kid friendly.
Which is good.
Yep.
Because Anna is obsessed with Mario.
Yeah. And part of my ratings also went into rideability.
Yeah.
For certain body types.
Yeah.
Because I was okay, but I had someone that's close to us that couldn't ride everything.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have been really critical on that, as they should be, because, I mean, they need to make the rides more accessible for all body types. I mean, I understand you have to have safety.
Yeah.
But...
And that particular individual couldn't ride anything in Dark Universe.
Yeah.
So that's an X for me on that.
Yeah,
even for Super Nintendo World, it was kind of difficult for that as well. Now, I will let you know, if you are of a certain body type for Super Nintendo, when you get to, it was from Mario Kart, which is ironic, they have restrictive seating on there, but they do have a wheelchair seating. So I had made a suggestion. We'll see if this comes to fruition. I don't know otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
It would be nice if it does. But you can roll up a wheelchair into that ride system and, go on Mario Kart with a wheelchair locked in. Now, it's a blank open space, so
It's interesting, though.
the fountains are going off now.
Yeah.
9:50. We'll watch that later from Resort TV 1. But if they could just have a wheelchair on standby and bring it over, then that person could ride as well.
Maybe, yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe there's a legality thing about you have to sign a waiver or something, because
Yeah.
it's not like when you rent a scooter you sign something.
Right. Yeah.
All those things. So who knows?
I'm sure they have a reason for everything. But.
Yeah. So that was part of my reasoning for Mario or
Well,
Super
also
Nintendo.
you said because that land already exists.
Yeah.
Over in California.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Well, not just California.
Right.
It also
where it started
is
was
in Donkey Kong.
Tokyo, right?
It's
Or
an
no,
international.
No.
Where did
does it go?
Where did JoJo go?
Singapore.
Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
JoJo is one of the other content creators that we watch. Yeah, I believe it was Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. So Universal's park out there has Donkey Kong
Yeah.
Country. But yeah, so those elements are already out there in the universe. So,
And
but it's nice to have
almost
it.
like a copy and paste kind of, I
Almost,
guess, from California.
Yeah.
Universal Hollywood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Super Nintendo is third on the list. Second is The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. It is a long thing to say, but that is the official title. And as a travel planner, I have to say the official title for our partners. But it's pretty cool. You're transported to Paris 1920s.
Yeah.
It's a unique land that's not found anywhere else. Very interactive. Now, the reason why it wasn't number one for me as a Potterhead, I mean, even my computer products are HP, which is Harry Potter in my opinion. Yeah.
Sorry, Hewlett Packard.
Yeah, it's okay. But I've had HPs for a long time, and that's what all of them are called, Harry Potter. I think they could have done more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Again, I haven't been, so I can't, like, give...
I mean, it was cool.
Myself.
It's a great land, great portal. Ministry of Magic, great ride. Battle at the Ministry of Magic. And then the stage show, which with Fantastic Beasts.
I was going to say, that's more
that was awesome.
towards Fantastic Beasts, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the characters that roam, so...
I just realized that the top two that I have both have a stage show in them. The other two don't have any stage shows.
True.
So, they have like a pre-show for Uncharted or Unchained Monsters for that one.
Yeah.
But there's no
on the
show.
Ride, though. That's before you go on the ride.
Yeah, it's part of the system,
Yeah.
the queue. So I mean, if you can't ride it, you can definitely still go through the queue there. But if you can't ride, I mean, you're gonna go all the way through and just.
I don't know. Some people said they would.
Yeah, I mean, there were some that were
like
part of
go
our
through
agency.
the queue because it's like the queue's really cool.
They did really well with
Yeah.
all the queues
Yeah.
at Epic.
So
Yeah.
which is crazy. What the one guy yesterday said that for I think it's for that ride, right?
Yeah.
They actually interviewed with what's the word? Like morgue, like people that work in morgues.
Mortuary or something like that. Something like
to
that.
like get the queue set up. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they went through the different levels
Yeah.
to make it really involved and interactive.
Yeah.
And just breathtaking. But yeah, so Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic has a stage show, which is really good. It is an amazing show. I was actually kind of surprised when one of the elements happened. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So great show. So that's why it's second. And the pluses, the minus was that when you get to the back right corner of the portal, which has Bar Moonshine, which I thought was an interesting name. That's where I got my drink at.
Yeah.
There's nothing except for that. Now there are interactive windows back here, so you can do your spells and with your wands and interact in that regard.
Right. Yeah.
But there's not like another attraction or the ride.
Did they have butterbeer?
They did somewhere, yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
Yeah, there was butterbeer, and then they had Giggle Water at Bar Moonshine, but they were out that day. My
Well, I was still during like
previews.
early, yeah,
Yeah, it was like the first week of previews.
or second, something like that. It was
Something like
early
that.
on, yeah.
Yeah. So, granted, Universal has already alluded, like I've talked about, to expansions. I think Super Nintendo, there is a heavily teased portal or land expansion there. So it shows they have merchandise of this already in the park. There's a stained glass of this franchise in the park. The writing's kind of on the walls, literally. So we'll see if that happens. Yes, this is the same fountain show because this is what we saw was the Super Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, after ours, go over to Resort TV 1 and watch this.
Yeah.
But I hope Harry Potter Ministry of Magic gets an expansion. I don't know if that's a ride with Fantastic Beasts. That would be cool.
Maybe.
Even if it's like a coaster, I don't know what they're exactly able to do in that regard. But something else in the back section of that area. I haven't looked at the map to see what could fit there. Armchair, build, or construct.
Yeah.
So that's why it sits there. I wanted to try more of the food in that area because I've heard the crepes are really good because they have a butterbeer crepe.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's on the list when we go back.
Yeah.
And then number one is Isle of Berk.
Yeah.
For
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon, yeah. Hey, good evening, Kendrick. Thanks for coming in.
Hi.
So I loved Isle of Berk. Really immersive. I mean, you literally walk through that portal and you feel like you are on Berk.
Again, haven't been there, but yeah, everything I've seen is like, it's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there are dragons everywhere. They have like the dragon houses. They even have the sheep on the hillside. They have like the statues out front. They have boats, Viking ships everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
You get to meet Toothless.
Oh yeah,
Like
you mean Toothless and Hiccup and Hiccup. All right, and this is like one of the reasons why they are number one.
Yeah, I think
Hiccup.
this is for a lot of people.
Yeah, Hiccup, which is the main character guy, you could say, that is
It's
with
like
Toothless.
The kid, yeah.
The kid that then has matured over the movies.
Yeah,
yes.
right. Yeah. Well, I'm going based off the first one because that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's okay. I binge watched all of them before I went down. Because actually I didn't really watch them until I was going down for Epic. It was on my list to get to eventually.
Yeah. Which our nephew really likes, so.
Yeah. And Anna's liking them too.
Yeah, now that we watched it, it's like, okay.
Brian says they have butter beer popcorn at Sam's Club.
Yes, they do.
Oh, we did see that.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah, that was the Smart Pop, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, but it was like a huge bag. So I was like, I don't know if really all that.
And that was before we went
Even though he's the popcorn king.
I love popcorn.
No, I'm
Oh, Brian is too.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, which is why him and I are good friends.
Exactly.
Yes. And Anna, of course.
Yes.
But it's just so detailed.
Yeah.
I loved Hiccup's flight wing journey.
You didn't finish that thought, sorry.
Oh, yeah, we can go back to Hiccup, but yeah. We'll go back to Hiccup now. Yeah. Fly back around. But yeah, so Hiccup. So the main guy character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a spitting image.
Yeah.
It's, literally not just image, but characteristics, mannerisms, everything.
His voice, like...
The character, actor is amazing.
Yeah.
They did so well with casting him for that role.
It was like it was made for him, honestly.
And the lines to meet Hiccup are out of this world because of that.
Just like today, they said it was like a 45-minute wait.
It was.
And then
all day.
He was actually leaving. And they were like, no, but...
We were close to that, too.
He came back, though. Whenever, like, before he was like, yeah, we gotta go. He didn't. He stayed.
Oh, that's nice.
For a little bit longer. So that was cool.
Yeah. Always got to check on the dragons and the hatchery and all that, you know.
That's what he was saying.
Yep, exactly. But yeah.
Making sure they're not causing a fire is what I think he said.
Yeah, because they're babies.
Like
they don't,
right.
Trying
they don't know what they're doing.
They got to be trained.
He's got to go train them.
Yes.
That's his job.
It is his job. But yeah, so Hiccup is amazing. I did not go on all of the rides at How to Train Your Dragon Outberg. Went on Hiccups twice, actually back to back, in the last row. Amazing. I honestly think it is up there close to Slinky Dog Dash. Very, very close in which one I want to go with. Which, as a Toy Story fan, it's tough to say because I don't want anything to dethrone my Slinky Dog.
Yeah, don't do that.
But Hiccup is so close as a family coaster, like Slinky Dog is. Hiccup does have a second launch, mid-launch, so it has kind of like that, you know. I got lots of popcorn to go to Speedway this weekend. There you go, Kendra. We'll be finding you.
Yeah,
get
right?
some popcorn from you, too. Yeah, lots of racing this weekend.
Might be Anna's friend, too.
Probably would be. But yeah, so they've also got an on-ride photo on that. But I haven't tried all the food. I tried some of the mac and cheese cone because they've got mac and cheese cones out there with different things you can put in your little cone.
Yeah, I think you sent that to me.
They have an amazing stage show, which is the Untrainable Dragon Show. Again, Broadway style. They've got... I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's amazing. Find Jan. She always has snacks at this food. I've got your number, Jan. We will do that.
We know where to find you.
We do. Yeah, it's not that difficult.
No.
We will find you.
We will need you, though.
We will. Especially if Mama Goose is going. Yeah.
We gotta get our tickets, though.
Yeah. We gotta work on that. Hopefully after this. But yeah, so that's kind of my breakdown of what I thought. And then, like I said, Celestial Park is great as well. You know, it's the home area that feeds through all the portals. They got this amazing fountain show, and it does fountain stuff throughout the day.
Yeah.
They also have the carousel, which I didn't get to experience yet, but it's like a free moving carousel based on the constellations and the stars and things. So it's very cool theme. They have a cool restaurant, Pizza Moon. Ironically, I didn't get pizza that day. I actually got salad because I was craving some non-fast food heavy
Yeah.
things.
There's a lot of things at theme parks. It's
Yeah.
very heavy
Well,
on
then
that feeling.
And the night before we went to Helios, and I had pizza there
Yeah.
and a beer. So
We only have so much pizza.
Yeah.
Literally.
But yeah, so that's epic in detail. Really, I didn't expect to go into detail that much, but
It's brand new, so you kind
it is brand new.
of gotta.
And you know,
Talk
if
about
you are looking at going to Epic Universe, you know, definitely reach out to us.
Yeah.
Got firsthand knowledge.
Yeah.
Been very involved with a lot of the research and understanding. We've stayed at the hotels, visited the hotels, been to the parks,
We
and all
watch
the
it
things.
very in depthly.
Yes.
So yeah.
So we're here for you on that.
Yeah.
And then speaking as far as like training and understanding, so yesterday, like I said, I did Virgin Voyages. So that was cool. This was my first training with Virgin. It was actually like my first like in-depth anything with them. I've had very high level knowledge of Virgin, which Virgin Voyages is a cruise line. They are new to the industry. They launched about 4 years ago. It is an adults only cruise line with
18 plus.
Yeah, so 18 plus. Don't have to be 21 plus. You do have to be 21 to drink at those destinations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 18 plus to sail. So no kids under 18. You know, you can take adult kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
But no little. So like Anna couldn't go with us. But it's, you know, it's nice to have
That
a cruise
option,
line
yeah.
that has that option, right? We
Yeah.
have all-inclusive resorts that are adults only.
Right.
And I think that's why Virgin came in and was like, well, why don't you
Why
have
don't
an
we do a
adults
cruise line?
only cruise
Yeah.
line?
Right.
Right? So it's like an all-inclusive at sea. They like to say that they are floating boutique hotels because they only have like 260 rooms, 260 cabins.
I
Yeah.
thought it was more than that.
No. Now, I will
You
tell
did
you.
the training, so.
I will tell you how many cabins they have. It's not that many, which is nice.
That was nice.
It's something like that. I don't know. Let me tell you. Maybe it's a little bit more on the cabin number. It is 2,700 sailors.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, if you say that's 2 per cabin, roughly that's what, about 1,000 or so cabins, 1,500 cabins at
Yeah,
most.
it's probably rough. Yeah, rough count of it.
So, and then there's suites though in that number as well. So I would say they probably have about 1,200 cabins.
Yeah.
They are 17 decks high.
That's big.
So it's a tall ship,
Yeah. Well, big,
but it's
not
kind of
tall.
skinny.
Yeah. Right.
Skinny and tall.
Yeah, we look at that picture, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can.
You can kind of
Kinda
tell how
see.
skinny that is. Yeah.
So that's the newest ship
Yeah.
that we got some oversight on. This is the Brilliant Lady, which is the newest ship that's coming. We'll get into her a little bit more here in a second. But yeah, so they're skinny ships, which allows them to port.
I got the.
You got the washer going? Okay, I was like, what is going on over that way? I digress. If you're new around here, we have a lot of those moments where it's like squirrel,
Those squirrel moments.
but we come back. Always do. We find our way back home.
Yeah.
Just like most dogs. Most. Yeah.
Okay.
Come in the rabbit hole.
Yes, I was about to say, back to.
The Brilliant Lady and all of the cruise ship things, right? So, yeah, so they're tall and skinny, which allows them to port most places like in the Med, in the Caribbean. It allows them to stay overnight as well. So they're one of the fewer cruise lines that stay longer in the port as well. So not just overnight, they have overnight sailings, but they also can stay in the port longer. So not like a 10 to 4, they'll be there at like 7 a.m. and leave at like 6 p.m.
That's kind of nice.
It is nice
Yeah.
because you could actually do something with your day.
Yeah, and not feel rushed.
Yeah, you don't have to feel like, okay, we need to like get off as soon as we can,
Yeah.
go to our thing, do the thing, and then come right back.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Or
Gives you time.
if you're like in Nassau, which some ships are only there for like 4 or 5 hours, you literally only have time to go to like the straw market,
Yeah.
grab a souvenir, a coffee, maybe a little bite to eat.
Maybe go to Senor Frogs.
You know, senior frogs. I mean, people do that all the time.
Yeah.
There's sushi. I was gonna say, are they gonna show the one stained glass I was talking about? They might. They just might. They did. Interesting. So, it's nice that they stay longer in the port. That's
Yeah.
a key differentiator there, because you can actually go experience the culture that you
Right.
are going to.
Yeah.
Now, if you're someone who just goes on the ship to experience the ship, port time doesn't matter. But a lot of people that sail Virgin, and I think the demographic that they're going for, which is, you know, a little bit older, right? Because it
Yeah.
is adults only, want to be involved in the culture, want to be involved in learning more things, right?
Yeah.
So if you are wanting to experience more cultures, Virgin is definitely one to check out.
Yeah.
What's nice about all of their ships right now too is that they are carbon copies almost. So this is like their lady class is what they are calling it. They started with the Resilient Lady or Scarlet Lady. I'm sorry, Scarlet first, and then Resilient, and now they have Brilliant, and I'm forgetting the other one.
Radiant.
Or Resilient. No.
Resilient.
Valiant.
No.
Right. Yeah, that's Valiant. Right here.
Valiant. Or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right here, babe.
Yeah.
Fine.
That one.
Yes. Again, newer to Virgin, but I have gotten some pretty in detail training now, thanks to yesterday.
Yeah.
So all the ships are pretty similar. They do have a couple tweaks to them, especially ones that are getting their glow up, which is like their refurb.
Yeah.
When they get some updates and enhancements. Some different dining options, because they don't have traditional dining halls or meal rotations.
Yeah.
It's all fine dining. So there's 6 fine dining restaurants who reserve those on what day and what time you want to eat at, and then you can experience all these different things.
Yeah. Which is cool.
It is cool that you don't have like a dining hall, and
You don't have a set time.
yeah, there's
Or
no
do
set
you?
time. No, you can say, you know, you want to eat at 6:30 or you want to eat at like 9 that night or whatever.
That's
You
nice.
can change
Yeah.
what time you want to go and eat.
Yeah.
There are cruise lines that have my time dining, so you can go whenever, but then you have to try and squeeze it in, and then you don't know how long you can wait or whatever.
Exactly.
They do have the galley, which is like a buffet, but it's not. It's kind of like a la carte
Yeah.
dining, so you do have those options. But yeah, so it's nice to kind of plan the day and how it's going to go, depending where you want to go. Especially if you meet other sailors on board, or if you're sailing with other people and you guys want to dine together, and it's a big group or something, you can put in those requests.
Yeah.
With Virgin, everything's pretty much included as well, except for like your alcohol and like fancy coffee drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which
gotta
that's
pay for
pretty
those.
normal.
Yeah, that is pretty normal. But you don't have to pay for like a soda package
Yeah.
or
That's
a drink package in particular. They don't sell a drink package. They have what's called a bar tab. So you can prepay how much you want to put on your bar tab if you want. So you could put like $200, and what's cool is they will actually give you more money to spend on board if you prepay.
Ah.
So, you know, you say you want to throw $200 on your tab, they'll give you $50.
Nice.
And right now, we actually will give you a $50 bonus as well if you book within the next 2 weeks or by the end of the month. So that's something that came out of this training that we are offering, which is awesome. Thank you, Virgin Voyages. So, you know, if you put $200 down, you'll get $300.
Yeah. It's a good deal.
Bad deal.
Yeah.
And not everyone in the cabin has to have it. So say you and I go, then I'm going to be the primary and put the bar tab on there. I put $200 down, and we'll get $300, and we can share that $300.
Oh. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, and it covers everything. So if you want to get like, you know, a glass of champagne or a really expensive bottle of wine, or you just want to have like our rum and cokes or margaritas one day.
That's more my style.
Yeah, I mean, and when they go to the Caribbean and they dock at the beach club in Bimini, long day. Nonetheless, you actually can use that bar tab at the beach club too. So you don't have to pay for drinks on the island.
That's
I mean,
nice.
you do, but you
Sure,
know,
but
it's all linked together.
yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, really nice. So like I said, if you want to have a couple margaritas or something, you just put on your bar tab and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not locked in with, you know, I can only spend
X amount of money
I
or
can only get 2 $12 drinks today.
yeah. Right.
No, it's whatever you want.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Brilliant Lady, which is the newest ship for Virgin Voyages, will start sailing in September, starting in New York City for 2 weeks, or 2 cruises, so they'll do back-to-back to Bermuda and back. Then it's going to go up the coast north and do the fall foliage, like through Boston and Newfoundland and all of that. So that should be fun.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, a lot of people. We've got a client that's doing a sailing in October on another line that's doing the fall foliage.
Yeah.
So it's a popular one.
Yeah.
Then it'll come down the Atlantic and then dock in Miami, which is Virgin's home port. And they are at Terminal V for Virgin.
Yeah, makes sense.
So then they'll be spending the fall winter in Miami, and then in the spring they'll transition over to LA. They'll actually go through the Panama Canal on March 21st.
Day after your birthday.
That would have been a good one for my birthday, but that's not happening right now.
Yeah, no.
Jan says they did the fall foliage once and they loved it.
Yeah, cool.
It's a cool cruise. I mean, for us, being here in Charlotte, it's not a bad drive to go up to the mountains either and see that. But it is something about being on a cruise ship and seeing that fall foliage from your dock as you're sitting and drinking or having your coffee, right?
I mean, we've drove it and seen fall stuff, so.
And I'm the one who's usually driving, so I don't really get to experience it that
I'm the
much.
Passenger princess.
Yes, you are. It's okay. I love you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yes. So they're going to go through the Panama Canal, and Brilliant Lady is a little bit skinnier on deck 8, so that way it can get through the Panama Canal.
That makes sense.
So I'll be the only one that can really do that itinerary as of this moment.
Yeah.
So then I'll be in LA for a little before going up and being docked in Seattle for Alaska.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I want to do Alaska.
Oh yeah, Alaska is a bucket list trip. It's going to be interesting to see how Virgin does Alaska.
Yeah.
Because again, it's an 18 plus, adults only.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
They're kind of going to disrupt the game probably of sailing to Alaska.
Yeah.
You've got big cruise ships already in there like MSC, Disney, Royal, Carnival. So adding Virgin to the mix is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people that are already booked for Virgin Alaska next year.
Yeah.
So if you are looking at that, definitely let us know. We can work up a quote, give you some free money for your room, for the bar tab.
Yeah.
Be good. So yeah, so that ship will be touching, they say, the 4 corners of the U.S. next year.
Makes sense.
In its first inaugural season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Virgin's a really cool cruise line. I look forward to working with them. We look forward to working with them and showing you guys what they're all about. Like I said, a lot of things are included. So your drinks are included, your basic Wi-Fi is included, which they also provide to their staff.
Oh.
So the crew on board also gets basic Wi-Fi. Most cruise lines, the staff has to pay for their Wi-Fi. I've seen videos about that too. Yeah. Jan says, let us know. She will go. Kim will probably too. You got it, Jan. We will look on that. I think you guys would have fun.
Yeah.
I think they would be good for that.
Yeah.
So you get that Wi-Fi. And they also, this is another thing for some of our loyal cruise clients. There's a couple of you guys here right now.
Yeah.
Virgin also matches status for where you currently sail. Now, that's only till the end of this year. You have to book by October for this year. So I don't know if any of our people are going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool because they'll match, like, for instance, because I know who's in here right now, Disney with the Castaway Club. If you are, say, gold, they'll match you with their gold level equivalent on Virgin right now.
Oh.
Yeah, so you'll get instantly all those perks with Virgin if you sail.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, they even do like things such as like free laundry service.
Nice.
And the BDM, Business Development Manager, that was there for Virgin. He was like, yeah, the night before the last night, right? Because that last night usually put your luggage out for them to take down. So the night before the last night, he will gather all of his laundry up, put it in the laundry bag, and have it serviced. Comes back folded, cleaned, all of that in the bag.
Heck yeah.
And he just puts it in his suitcase, so he goes home with clean laundry.
That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
real
cool.
nice, actually. That's already
something
done.
to think about, right?
Yeah.
You do laundry on vacation, or you have someone else do laundry on vacation.
Shoot, let somebody else do it.
Yeah. You know how much you pack for a cruise?
Too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got,
Always pack too much.
I mean, you got your day wear, your swim wear, your night wear, your PJs,
casual,
your casual. I mean,
your
there's
formal.
like there's like 5 outfits a day for most people, and then you've got
I got like 6.
Okay, well 6, sure. And then you've got like 3 to 7 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Sandals, high heels, whatever.
High heel person.
No, but you got your
Some are.
fancy shoes.
Yeah.
You know, your dress up shoes. I've got dress up shoes.
I give props to those who can wear the high heels, but
Yeah.
nope.
Yep.
Kid trying to walk.
I know. You guys like my new mug?
It's my cup. He kind of
Was.
took it over.
Well, that's because you got a different one, which is not on the table.
No. It's
Yeah.
being washed.
I'm getting all fancy with my Yeti cup here, putting on stickers. So,
My Yeti cup.
and the reason why this happened was because of Disney.
Yeah.
They
Their
gave us a little
travel
straw
agent.
topper for Travel Agent Appreciation Month.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this for? And you're like, oh, it's for a cup. Like a Yeti cup.
Just
I'm like,
ask me. I know what it is.
you do know. I was like, okay. So now I'm like, okay, cool. I gotta like show that off. So I took over the Yeti. So here,
It's not a
here.
Yeti. It's a Stanley, dear.
Stanley.
Stanley cup.
Stanley. I gotta get my car sticker on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll put him there. I don't know. But anyway, so I gotta get some other travel destinations on here. Universal, I'm calling you out because I don't have one of you.
Virgin needs one.
Virgin needs
You
one.
got Disney Cruise Line?
Well, I mean, I've got, it's a Stanley. Thank you, Jan. I got it.
Yeah, it's Stanley.
Stanley.
I have to remind him these things.
I mean, I got this one, which is for M&M Magical Adventures with the cruise ship. So that kind of is
Yeah.
all encompassing for cruising.
There you go.
But yeah, at
Because
least
we
need,
do more than just Disney.
yes. Obviously, we're talking about
Yeah.
Universal and Virgin tonight.
Yeah.
And we touched base about MSC and Norwegian and Viking Cruise Line, which very similar to Viking Voyages. Because it's Viking Voyages and Virgin Voyages. They like to play on the V word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
Similarities.
But yeah, nonetheless. So we can help you guys out. So let us know about Virgin. We'll be here to help. Jan, it sounds like you guys need a quote, so we'll get that over to you soon. And then we'll just touch on a couple other topics of news relation.
Yeah.
This one came out today, actually.
The bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bounce back offer now for Disney World, Walt Disney World guests. So, past year or so, I guess it started mid 24. They brought back what they call a bounce back offer. So if you go to Walt Disney World and you want to come back later that year, sometimes into the next year, which again we're going to, you could put a deposit down and then you'll get like 10, 15, 20% off your room for the next year.
Yeah.
So it's a really good deal. It locks in pricing for you. If a better price does come out though, we price that out and let you know if you're saving more with the newest updates or what you got as a grid package. But it's within the first 7 days of your checkout day on your package. You'll get that promotion. So they just released now for anyone starting today.
Yeah.
You can now do your bounce back offer into 2026.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's really exciting for a lot of our clients that have upcoming trips that I know are ones that go yearly, or they like to go at least like every 12 to 18 months. So we're right outside in that window, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they also did a preview of the shows, the Villains show.
Today.
Yeah.
Well, I guess did it start today?
I think they did one yesterday too.
Okay, yeah. So yesterday and today they've done previews of the show. Looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
To get there and see that.
I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
They've got.
I think the main ones are Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, Maleficent. Who else? Or is it like a bunch of them?
I mean, that was what they showed in physical form.
Right. Yeah.
Physical
so
actors.
We don't know.
It looked like Hades was a screen.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's a
Yeah.
final thing or if that's
I'm
just
not sure.
part of the show.
'Cause they haven't shown everything. So.
No, they haven't.
But that starts the 27th.
Yeah, next week.
Along with the new I was gonna say Ariel, but Little
Little
Mermaid
Mermaid.
show.
Yep.
So yeah.
So that's super exciting. We'll see what happens with that.
The cool kid summer is starting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what characters are officially coming.
I know. I'm excited.
I haven't heard anyways.
We have to take a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we will. Don't take them off. But yeah, so we'll see. You might see us down in Orlando sooner than later, but
we'll see.
TBD. TBD.
Yeah. Nothing official.
No, but they did get the marquee up as well for both shows.
Yeah, the marquee for Little Mermaid looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as
robust.
Yeah, as it was, but it's clean. It's
modern.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see what they do with that show too.
Yeah, and Villains got their marquee up today.
Mm-hmm. Yep, officially. Yeah.
This next piece, though, I'm surprised we didn't talk about part of this next thing that we're talking about, because the other thing just came out.
There's a couple of things.
It was really interesting. Okay, so
it's like a full circle moment.
Let's dive into it, right? All right. So this past week, Disney announced a partnership with F1, which is Formula One, which is, in most the world's opinion, the marquee, the number one motorsports racing in the world, Formula One. I think a lot of us here in the States say otherwise.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say it's the number one open wheel.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah. Nationally, I guess you would
internationally.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't come here.
Yeah, they do.
Not often.
3 races.
I know, but like.
I mean, you've got Miami, Austin, and Vegas.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Vegas. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes.
I don't follow F1 as much, but I still enjoy, racing and all that. So.
I saw a picture of a blue arm in a painting in Animation Courtyard. Of a blue arm in a painting. A blue arm.
I'm thinking a dog.
Maybe.
A blue dog.
Maybe. Some sort of arm.
Called Bluey.
Yeah, Kendrick racing with no lead changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also they messed up on pit road, I guess.
I also heard, it's not official, I just saw someone thinking this, is that with the partnership of like Cadillac with and Mickey, I don't know if that has anything tied.
That would be interesting, yeah, because Cadillac is coming in, which is a GM product, which Disney has a relationship with GM. Could you?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how that intertwines, but someone was like, exactly.
That would be fun.
Yep, that was my thought. Maybe they might bring in a Formula One car into the test track.
That would be nice. I don't see it happening, but...
Well, you never know.
Shoot for the moon. The pizza moon.
I mean, we do have an F1 team right around the corner from us.
Yeah, Haas factory.
Yeah.
Haas racing team.
Which they don't open their shop up. Can't go see it, unfortunately.
I wish they would.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, so that's interesting and
it's
exciting.
It's really interesting because the night that... Well, was it the next day it came out, I guess? Because we talked about it the night before. Or did we talk about it that day? What I was talking about with Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Well, not Abu Dhabi in particular, but I had talked about...
Because they also, Disney, also announced that they're going to open a brand new park in Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
Which ties in...
Well, yeah, because we had talked about... Right, so this is
Abu Dhabi news came out first.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi news came out first, and we had talked about NASCAR, because we were talking about the NASCAR season.
Right.
And I was like, NASCAR's been toying around with their schedule changes for
and this was before the F1 news.
Before the F1 news, right?
Same day, which is so weird.
It was within the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
I said, they've been toying around with the schedule for 26. It would be really interesting because people have said that NASCAR wants to go international for their first race of the year, which is the Clash. Mm-hmm. So what if they did the Clash in international market? And I was like, what about Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
They got money over there, and it's warm client. Because that's one of the first things, with racing in February. Cool. Not like it really mattered here because they were in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It was 30 degrees.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a really interesting market for them to go with. And I was like, and Disney had a partnership with NASCAR at one point, so I wonder if they would ever do something like that.
And then the news came out about F1.
And then, the next day I was like, Disney and F1. I'm like, wow.
Something to do with motorsports.
But to that point, I think that could be one of the reasons why Disney's also coming into the fold.
It's very possible.
With F1, because F1 has a track in Abu Dhabi, and Disney's opening a park in Abu Dhabi.
Right. Full circle. Yes.
So I think that could be one of the potential reasons, because Disney knows how many F1 fans there are, especially in that market.
Yeah.
The money that they bring.
I feel like the Netflix series kind of helped too.
Oh, it definitely
opened the doors for F1.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing, speaking of Netflix, is if they will make a Disney Plus series with F1 and F1 drivers.
It's very,
because they didn't say what the whole
interesting.
partnership was.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, is it just going to be merch? Is it just going to be licensing? Is it going to be a show?
It very well could
It
be.
could be. You know,
Yeah.
who's got the rights right now to F1? Is it ABC? And Disney's the parent company of ABC.
Keep talking, I'll find out.
So I don't know if they have it right now. I want to say they do. IndyCar is on Fox.
Yeah.
NASCAR has multiple partners.
IndyCar.
Fox, Prime, Amazon Prime, they actually start this weekend. I know we're digressing from our main travel news, but this is interesting stuff. And then they go to TNT, which is the first time in a long time, and then they go to NBC.
I'm not finding it, so I don't know.
You're not finding it?
No.
What did you type in?
I don't know.
You keep talking. I'll find out.
So yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see what happens, because like we're obviously motorsports fans, and
Well, it has an ESPN link, so I would assume, yeah, ABC and ESPN as of
yeah,
now. Now, how long is the
ESPN
contract?
and ABC
You know?
are
Or sister
company,
companies,
yeah.
F1, TV, ABC, ESPN, announcements. Oh.
Which would already make sense. I mean, they're already intertwined anyway, so why not? So that's cool.
Let's see. For when it comes to America, that was 3 weeks ago. I don't know how long their contract is for.
TV contracts are so like I can never keep up.
Yeah.
There's so
Which,
many
okay,
different
so this is how
options.
we met. Fun fact. We met through motorsports, which is why this is kind of interesting news for us when it ties into our other passion, which
Right.
is travel, Disney,
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met through motorsports, and looking at TV contracts and knowing the business side
Yeah.
of motorsports is what.
Because that's what we went to college for, is motorsports management.
Yep.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know.
So yeah, so we had to go through all the courses of like sponsorships and TV
Here
and
we go.
all of the different things that go into making like the racing happen.
So in
Not
20
like not the motor side, but like
Not like the engineering side.
right, but more of the business side. So yeah,
So in 2022, they announced a partnership extension, F1 and the Walt Disney Company, through 2025.
which makes sense because now it's 25.
So I don't know what the announcement was the other day, but that's what happened there.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. We are coming up on our hour, so we do want to be mindful of your guys' time. But nonetheless,
That was it. That was all we had, really.
That was really like the news.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys thought tonight's show was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kendrick, I'm originally from North Brooksboro. Oh, you were there for the race this past weekend? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to watch all of it because we
No.
were still with family, but
Yeah,
the racing sounded like it was pretty good.
did from
Yeah.
what we saw.
Yeah.
Definitely on our list to get up there before anything changes with that, which
Yeah.
hopefully they will keep it as the All-Star race. I think that's a good move.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Other people
For
have
now.
their opinions, but
You know.
of course they're going to have that. But yeah, I think it's a smart move to keep it there.
Yep. And we were just going to close out with letting you guys know we do officially have a vlog that is scheduled and will go up on Sunday at 9 a.m. Finally. It is from our June 2024 Disney Wish
Almost a
series.
year ago.
Day 2. We still probably have 2 more coming out for
Yeah.
that series, but I will hopefully be knocking those out within the next week or so because we've got a lot more vlogs to catch up on.
Yeah.
You might start seeing us on vlogs at least 2 or 3 times a week, depending if I can get these turned around quick enough,
Yeah.
because we are trying to ramp up our content here on YouTube.
'Cause it does take some time
It does.
with editing and all, but yeah.
You know. Anything else you got right now?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we'll be out at Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend,
Yeah.
going over to some of the race shops tomorrow, and hopefully have a couple of vlogs for you guys
Yeah.
on our racing stuff.
Yeah.
So,
So if you're interested, watch it.
We'll see you there. Send us a DM if you're going to be at the track.
Yeah.
We'll meet up with some of you guys. But nonetheless, remember every day is an adventure, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, guys.